What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. I hit bombs. Did y'all watch the LSU game last night? Oh, not, they won, so we'll talk plenty about that. Will Wade won't have to testify in federal court. All good on that front. You know the funniest part about last night, if y'all watched it, man. Oh, he moved my camera. Well, yeah, it was funny. Maybe not the most fun, but the funniest. Kyle Peterson did BP with KP. It's a feature that they do. And they did it with Todd Peterson last night. The game was out of hand, so I'm sure a lot of people were already tuned out by that point. But it was funny. They let Todd Peterson take BP off of Kyle Peterson. And Todd, he went yard with one of them. Still hitting bombs. I hit bombs. Ted Peterson. So the melt from Thursday night did not carry over to Friday night, as LSU with a behind whooping on Florida last night. God, that was fun to watch. It's even funnier to go back and look at my mentions from Thursday. Don't get me wrong. It was fine to be frustrated and upset after Thursday. I was. But the fire the coach crowd, the burn down the program, the who's your boy on here yesterday who said this team is going to finish sub 500. They're not winning another series. Y'all funny, bro. Stephen Miller, what's up, dude? Cheryl, good morning. Travis McGraw, Trivia Carter, what's up? Everett, Paul, Rodney, Brian Wynn, Kelvin Price, James Tyrone, Cole Pierce, Matt and Ange Decker, what's up? Charlie Gale, Eric Sonier, Val, what's up, Val? Brownie. Chris Mineral, what's going on? Hey. After Dad show, then Mommy's car, okay? After Dad show, then Mommy's car. And then Mom. Yes, Daddy will take you to the Daddy will take you to the mall. He's fired up about the mall. Where do you want to go to the mall? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Well, no, you want to go to the mall.
No, Mimi House.
No, Mimi House. You want to go to the mall? Clap hands, we'll go to the mall. Go to the mall and have a ball. I love you. I love you. Music. We'll listen to music in the car. Likes to listen to music in the car.
Big truck.
You can see a big truck. What are we doing here?
Mimi House.
Mimi's house. Okay, let's say hello to people and let's do some dad show, okay? Oh, you're ready to be done? Okay, fine. Let's see. Cole Pierce, good morning. Cheryl, good morning. Cheryl said good morning. Corey Gotro, what's up? Mike Dickinson. Saturday Scone in Nashville. There you go, James.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Is it anybody's birthday?
Happy birthday.
If it's your birthday, there you go. Let's see. Paul Forrest, good morning. Stephen Miller, what a trifecta for LSU yesterday. Baseball, football recruit, and Will Wade, right? They lost a recruit and signed a recruit, and I guess got a commitment. Got a commitment from a linebacker from Texas. That the athlete out of California who I hate recruiting so much, y'all. That kid committed to LSU at the spring game 2 weeks ago, and now he's flipped to Oregon. And he puts on Twitter 110%. Like, get the hell out of here, kid. Like, just tell me when you sign your paper, bro. I don't care where you go. Anyway, but yeah, man. So the baseball team wins, football lost one, gain one, and then Will Wade news, man, the federal trial starts Monday up in New York, and the federal judge, Edgardo Ramos, ruled that Sean Miller and Will Wade will not have to testify. So that's massive, man. And more kind of asked around. A lot of y'all have asked about a lot of y'all have asked about hang on. I'm gonna share that. Hopefully y'all share it as well. A lot of y'all have asked about Scott Woodward and Will Wade, and some of y'all have said, oh, Woodward's gonna come in and fire Wade. Remember, the Woodward deal was done before Wednesday. And they would not have reinstated Will Wade, only to have the new AD come in 3 days later and fire him. So they're going to proceed. Let's see. Irfan, good morning. Jim. Hey, Jim Jarnigan, good morning. Craig Schilling, Tom Granting, Mark Allen, Ben Giat, good morning. Trivia, that was LSU last night. That was LSU minus Zach Watson, minus Brock Mathis, minus Chris Reed, minus Hal Hughes. My favorite baseball saying, which is cliche but is very true, is momentum in baseball is only as good as the next day's starting pitcher. And when Cole Henry takes the ball and strikes out 12, he records 16 outs in the ball game and strikes out 12.
Come on.
That's good. And then offensively, when you go mash the baseball, which is, y'all, I mean, this is what we talked about going into the Florida series, right? Florida's dead last in the SEC and ERA. They just don't pitch it like they did. And Tommy Mace had a pretty good outing, but LSU still banged out 10 hits and 4 runs against him. So, you know, what? Go to the mall. Hey, we will go to the Daddy, we will go to the mall. We will go to the mall. How about that? After Dad show? Hey, after Dad show. After Dad show, we'll go to the mall, okay? Okay. All right. But 13 runs on 16 hits. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Drew's like my grandmother. We have DVR episodes of Wheel of Fortune that he's watching. He's just watching DVR episodes of Wheel of Fortune. Not even Robert, like just DVR, just any episode. Let's see. Craig Dugas, good morning. Brian Wynn. I guess the bandwagon will be getting crowded today, Matt. Look, here's the thing. So yesterday was just critically important. We talked about because if you had lost yesterday, and look, you could lose today and lose the series, and you're right back in the same spot you would have been had you lost yesterday. But you couldn't have won the series if you lost yesterday, obviously, so it was critical. But whenever you start thinking about like mathematically what it takes to get to, right, if your goal is still national seed, so you play 2 weekends at home and then Omaha, right? If your goal is national seed, it's going to be super hard to get there with 18 conference wins. It can happen, but 19 effectively puts you in 20 and you're a lock. So that's why you always shoot for 20 and 10. If you had lost this series, you may still lose it today, so you got to go win this game. We'll talk about today, but if you had lost yesterday, that would have been back-to-back series loss against teams sub 500 in the SEC. That looks terrible to the committee, and it puts you 2 series behind the 8 ball trying to get to 20, which means to get there, you would have to do something extraordinary. You'd have to sweep like 2 series down the road. Doable, I guess, but I mean, you'd rather not need to go on a, a 10-2 run to rely on a 10-2 run through 4 weeks to finish conference play, right? So anyway, winning that game and leaving the door open to win this series today still keeps you mathematically in play for what you're aiming. Had you lost that game or if you lose today, I think you have to reassess and sort of recalibrate your goals. I think national seed, unless if you do something like when the 08 team won 23 in a row. It's not to that dire straits, but you would need to do something extraordinary if you lost the series. Now, you win today, you go to Alabama and win that series. Now you got yourself squarely in the spot to potentially win the SEC West, Wheel of Fortune fast, and be a national seed. I mean, it's still realistically in play. Is my point. If you go win today, let's see. Tom Granick, a little better mood today. Yeah. Craig Dugai, Matthew gonna gloat this morning. Not gloating at all. But it is. I thought about going like on Twitter last night and exposing all the people from Thursday night who were all up in my mentions talking about people were gonna fire the coach and Maneri's done and they're underachieving and they haven't been good in 5 years and all that stupid stuff. But I said, man, just let's go enjoy this win, man. But it's like I wish people could understand. I wish, and I know I'm not going to change the fan base. Maybe change some fans' approach to baseball. It's like you just have to be patient. Like there's so much baseball left, and we've seen it before. Music, we will listen to music in the car. But he's on fire this morning. Josh Long, what's up, Scone? Rocking my Todd Peterson shirt as well. Darn right, bringing them back. Craig Savoy, what's up? Donnie Calamia, what's up? Scott Zachary. Arkansas beating State was a help in the West race. It's true, Justin, but now Arkansas is kind of overtaking you. So, anyway. Mike Edwards, been a wild fella. Good morning, go Tigers. There you go. Bruce Parker. Lance Nettles, Kerry Tomplay, good morning. One thing that was great to see last night? I think Cade Beloso in the last 2 weeks is really starting to find his groove. And if you remember at the beginning, I've mentioned this before, so you might have heard it, but the first weekend of the season, I was super impressed with him because he hit to all fields. He had a single to left. He hit hard to all fields. He had a single to left. He had a line drive to center. Now, they caught that, but they hadn't played perfectly, but still, he whipped the ball to center. And then the walk-off home run he had in Game 2, he pulled to right. When Cade Beloso is using all fields, I think he's a super. He's capable. He's able to use to hit to all fields, and you saw it last night. He was a triple shy of the cycle, and he hit to all fields. He had a base hit to center, he had a base hit to left, and then he had the home run to right. That for me is really.
Come on.
Come on again. Go to the mall. We will go to the mall. That's encouraging because if you remember, there was a point early in conference play where teams started shifting against him because he had become a dead pull hitter. It was almost as if the coaches were telling him, hey, pull everything, which that's not where he's effective. Also, Duplantis last night. It was so nice to see. If you've watched Antoine the past few games, he's not elevating the ball anymore. I think the power surge got into his brain, and he started to try to hit home runs, and he just became a warning track power hitter. And he's gone back now to doing the things that he does well, which is abuse the 6-hole and hit the ball back up the middle. Like, that's what he does as a lefty. I mean, it's one of the reasons he's hit left-handed pitching so well. His ball's tailing away from him. He'll just slap it through the 6-hole. It's just that's how he became a guy vying for the all-time SEC hits record. So that was great to see. And even Broussard, I got to give Broussard credit. Aside from the pop-up bunt, Broussard hit every ball on the ground. He legged out an infield single with a ball hit on the ground, and he hit a ball on the ground on the second baseman that the kid went through the kid's wickets. He got it, E4. It's like good things happen when you're fast and you hit the ball on the ground. You put pressure on the defense. It's like, stop hitting the ball in the air, idiot. Just hit the ball on the ground. It was refreshing to see last night. Greg Dugas, I bet we could have beat Florida by 25 if we had bunted more. Right, like Dugas, Brand Broussard popping up a bunt, get lost. Now, I don't mind, I want to clarify this. I don't mind DiGiacomo bunting because he's bunting for a hit. He did it twice against Missouri, and he did it again last night. He's showed when the third baseman's back, DiGiacomo and he's obviously bad on the left side, so he's closer to first base. I mean, he stays bad, and then he shows at the last minute almost like a drag bunt, and he's already running, and he punches it down the third baseline. The third baseman's not expecting. DiGiacomo's not sack bunting. Like, he's bunting for a hit, and he's done it successfully 3 times now in the last 2 weekends. I'm cool with that. You're bunting for a hit? God bless, do it. Let's see. Great game last night. Maybe we overreacted after game 1. If you were saying fire the coach and all that stuff after game 1, if you were saying Maneri's done, this team stinks and not going anywhere, then you were overreacting. I mean, I told you they were 9-7. You can still, I can handle the loss. The thing that bothered me after Thursday was the lack of emotion. Like, nobody cared. Like, that bothered me. Anyway, Andrew Bear, Kirk Taylor, what's up? Great win last night. That's why I was quiet on all media platforms. It is funny, man. Let's see. Cole Henry is a real pitcher. What makes him different is his ball movement, his tremendous off speed, balls, keeping hitters off balance. LSU better hope they have more like Henry or pitch him every game. Well, obviously you can't pitch him every game. And you know what's interesting about this team? So, like, let me put this into perspective. Hey, let's not do that, please. Thank you.
Mom.
Hey, Mom, we had after Dad show. We'll get dressed. We'll go for a ride in Mommy's car. We'll go to the mall. Okay? Okay? Hey, I like your dinosaurs on your dinosaurs, footballs, and cars. Exactly what little boys like, right? Okay. Oh, we eclipsed the century mark, y'all. 102 watching. Shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Great sponsor here on Morning Scone. They are tagged in this post. So if you would... There we go. So if you would like Brock as well, that'd be a huge help. Thank you. Go show us the ESPN page. Grow this up a little bit more even still. Boop. All right. Forget a hitting coach. We need a bunting coach. No, you just need to not bunt. But I know. I get it, Craig. Kevin Toller, what's up? Merrick Mathern. Oh, to the guy who said about Henry. So put this into perspective, right? When you started the season, Cole Henry was your 5th pitcher. Was your 5th starter. You had Hess. You had Marceau. You had Hill. You had Walker. Henry. And if Hilliard were healthy, Hilliard might have been ahead of him too. So he was either your 5th or your 6th pitcher to start the season. And look how much of a stud he is. So the point is, like, imagine if you ever get healthy. Or imagine what next year looks like when you have Henry, Hill, and Marceau in your rotation. Bruh. I mean... Anyway. No. Kevin Toller. Shit down the whole damn program. Am I doing this right, Matt? I think you meant to say shut. But still. Watch them fingers, bro. Irfan, oh, what a difference a starting pitcher makes. That's the truth in baseball. And honestly, it's why today's game, I'm very optimistic about LSU's bats. Because they'll be going up against another. I think today Florida's throwing a freshman. Hang on. Gosh, dog it. Wait. Florida is throwing. I think they're throwing a freshman tonight. Yeah, Christian Scott's pitching tonight for Florida. Oh no, he pitched last night? They throwing. Hang on. One second, y'all. Sorry, one second. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. That doesn't look right. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So all right. So okay, in the notes on Thursday, the game notes that released on Wednesday, Florida had Jack Leftwich starting game 2 and Christian Scott starting game 3. So they flipped them because Scott started last night. So Leftwich is starting today against Walker. So, hang on, y'all. Okay. All right, so Leftwich is going to start today. Leftwich is a sophomore. Was pretty good for him last year. Was kind of a midweek guy last year, but good. But he's a sophomore righty. He's not a big strikeout pitcher. Only 30 strikeouts and 32 innings pitched. So they've got. This is like we talked about with Florida, man. They're last in the SEC in ERA, last in the SEC in strikeouts per 9 innings for pitchers. I mean, you can hit them. So they need LSU's bats need to go out and give Eric Walker run support today because quite honestly, the last 2 weeks Eric Walker's got me a little bit skittish. 3 weeks ago against Mississippi State, he was spectacular. He looked like Eric Walker again. So it's in there. The problem is when Walker's missing, when his command isn't there, you see what, like, when he gave up the grand slam at Georgia, he gave the 3-run bomb last week. I mean, when you're missing over the plate with 85 miles an hour, good hitters are going to pound you. In Florida, what we know about Florida is they can hit the ball. Now, you just saw Cole Henry just handcuff that lineup all night. But you're looking at goats. So anyway, Eric Walker has got me a little. Eric Walker's got me a little apprehensive about this ball game tonight, because or this afternoon, because he's not been good the last 2 weeks. Just flatly, just hasn't been good. And I know they always say it's a long road back from Tommy John, and there's ups and downs, and it's a 2-year injury, and that's I understand that. But they need Eric Walker to be really good, and if he's not, you got to have a quick hook, and you got to be willing to go to Vetmeyer, and that's the other thing about last night that I did not understand. Understanding Walker has not been great the last 2 weeks. I would want my full complement of my best arms. I cannot understand burning Todd Peterson last night. I mean, you're up 13-1, and Peterson pitched. He threw 30. I'm sorry, Peterson threw 49 pitches. So everybody else is available.
Mimi, Papa.
Mimi and Papa.
So.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liv. JJ. Jeff. Who else? Roro. James. Roro, James, and who else? Reese. Eli and Reese. And who's their dog? Is their dog Hershey? Music. Okay. Crazy. So I can't understand throwing Peterson 49 pitches last night. I can't understand burning him last night. So today you got Vetmeyer, you've got Beck, you've got Fontenot, and those are 3 guys you trust, but I would love to have had Peterson for today. I almost would have said throw Beck last night, or when you're up big. Well, I mean, any of the guys that finished the game for you on Thursday could have gone and given you an inning. I mean, I'm okay with Peterson throwing an inning. I mean, I think the first inning threw 7 pitches. I think he was maybe at 11 or 12, whatever, through 2 innings. I mean, it's okay. Like, I'd have been fine with that because you could have gotten an inning out of him tonight. I didn't understand sending him back out there for the 8th and the 9th and just burning him. So that was disappointing, man. Because I want all hands on deck today. Because if Walker gets in trouble in the 2nd or the 3rd, then, I mean, sure, Vetmeyer can run out there. What if Vetmeyer gives you 3? I mean, I guess you can go to Beck then Fontenot, but still, man, against that lineup, I'd rather have every bullet in the gun. Anyway, Broussard has a sack fly to right as well. I thought there was two. I thought it was game one when he had the sack fly. Hal Jubin, Joseph Labatt, good morning. Let's see, Stephen Miller, Broussard, Gio, same thing for both players. Hit the ball on the ground and go, no doubt. Every time. I agree with you on Antoine. Kramer did that 2 years ago. Yeah, we've talked about that a bit, Robert. I mean, Kramer hit that power surge, and he became a fly ball hitter, and he needed to get away from that, and eventually he did. Josh Bertucci, Beloso, moving forward because of his power, will be pitched differently by other teams and coaches. He doesn't like inside heat or off-speed balls. But here's the difference. And this is why I like batting him in the 5-hole. If you bat him behind Cabrera, then you have to pick. You have to pitch to one of them. You can't pitch around both of them and put them on. I mean, you got to pick. So I like him batting behind Cabrera because my guess is more teams are going to pitch to Beloso than they will Cabrera. And if you want to pitch to Cabrera, fine. Let him hit a 3-run bomb like he did last night. Johnny Clark, what's up? Hey, Jean Fisher. Hello from Florida. Visiting the granddaughter, but always happy to tune in for a bit of home. Morning to Drew. Hey, Jean. Good to see you. Tell Mr. Ed I said hello. Let's see. And Lizette. Let's see. Mike, I found you on 94.7 out of Alexandria. You and Terry make her ready. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Of course, we are on ESPN Alexandria 94.7, so check us out if you would. Motto for 2020, pray for no arm soreness, right?
Dad show.
Dad, we are doing Dad show. Come on, your hands are cold. Why are your hands so cold? Why are your hands cold?
Mimi's house.
Mimi's house.
Awa
Bashan.
Ma.
Ma. Are these your favorite places in the world? What about Home Depot?
Ma.
Mall. We are going to go to the mall, but don't tell anybody.
Music.
We'll listen to music. We'll listen to music and go to the mall. He's fired up. He's so fired up. Let's see, Tyler Lambert, is it realistic to think we'll have Hill or Marceau back before the SEC tournament? I'd say more so Marceau than Hill. I don't know about Hill. But Marceau, they said they expect him to throw next week. They're hoping he throws Tuesday against Lamar. So if he throws and throws without pain and throws well, then you kind of keep bringing him back. Let's see. Jacob Hawks, good morning. Kirk Taylor, freshman, has like a 4+ ERA. Florida. No, Kirk, I went and checked. It's not that was Christian Scott who pitched last night. So they flipped their guys. They're Saturday, Sunday are games 2 and 3 guys. Let's see. Kevin Toller. So with LSU having the #1 recruiting class, are there other freshmen that LSU is expecting to produce that just haven't? It's more the pitchers. When they signed to Giacomo, they were anticipating Watson was going to sign a pro contract and Giacomo was going to be your starting center fielder. Well, obviously Watson came back, and so you've seen less of Giacomo. Bianco, I think they thought was going to be a more viable option. It hasn't really worked out for him, but he played a good defensive third base last night. That was encouraging because the thing I was told about Bianco at the start of the season was he wasn't ready to play third at the collegiate level. Like, they would have played him at third to get his bat in the lineup, but obviously the bat hasn't come. That's why they were playing him at first to start the season, because they wanted his bat in there. And Beloso just sort of wrestled that away. Willis has obviously come along a little bit. But more so the disappointing thing has been the pitchers, but that's just because of the arm soreness. Scott Rodriguez, what's up, Jacob Hawks? Paul knows how to coach again? How do people think all of a sudden the guy forgot how to coach is beyond me. Well, it's people that have never supported Maneri, and they use a small sample size to support their argument, but ignore the good things that he does. And that's the thing that annoys me. It's like, if you want to criticize it, it's fine. I'm not like, nobody is beyond critique. Like, everybody at some point deserves some degree of criticism and accountability. Like, I'm not saying that. But if you're going to criticize when things go wrong, then you have to be willing to admit similarly when things go well and things does right. And you don't win 1,400 games. It's been to Omaha 5 times or 6 times, whatever it is, between LSU and Notre Dame. He's won a national title. Like, you don't achieve all of that by being a bad coach. It's a silly notion. Anyway. Cassidy Russo, good morning. Brady Beacom, Jeffrey Bone, good morning. Craig Savoy. Henry had 4 offerings that all were hitting. Dunn called a tremendous game. He did, man. They were awesome last night. And Florida can hit, y'all. I mean, that wasn't a bad lineup he handcuffed. I mean, Florida, y'all saw it the other night. I mean, Florida is 4th in the SEC in homers, 4th in batting average. I mean, that's a top half of the league offense. It's the thing that they do well this year is hit, and he completely handcuffed him last night. You got to have Walker go throw a good game today, man. Stay down in the zone. Don't give up any. Can't give up homers, man. Just got to stay down. Hit the ball on the ground. Let's see. Noah Chillingsworth. Good morning, Matt and Drew. Thank you for the share, Noah. What are your thoughts on Kyle Peterson comparing Henry's curveball to Alex Lang? As a freshman coming in, it's a good comp. The thing, Lang could throw his breaking ball for a strike, which made him so dangerous because when he threw his breaking ball for a strike, he could bury it with 2 strikes, and everybody swung because they knew he could throw it for a strike. That's why he got so many strikeouts. So for Lang, the key was throwing his breaking ball for a strike early in the count because if he could do that, then he could bury one and get a swing and miss. I don't see Henry throwing the breaking ball in the dirt. That's what I would say is the difference. But there is a lot of bite on it, and he can throw it for a strike, which is impressive, man. The other thing about Henry is, especially the right-handed hitters, how many times do you see the ball start off the plate and come back? That action is super impressive, man. It's just as a hitter, especially as a right-handed hitter, I mean, you would expect normally a pitch would tail away from you, and when it's out, it comes back. He's awesome, man. I mean, he is an ace. He is a legit stud, and he's, by the way, also, I need to check this. Hunt Palmer told me that and Hunt would know. Hunt told me that he'd be a draft-eligible sophomore next year, so you may only get Henry for 2 years. So enjoy him. Jeff Guillory, Will Benton, admittedly, I didn't pay attention to that because Henry was so far off the radar at the start of the season. I mean, thank God he's here. Without Cole Henry, with all the injuries you've had, you're in a world of hurt. Let's see, Andrew Bear. Yeah, music, bud. I think you could see Hess for an inning or 2 if we need him. If you see, here's the thing. I think Maneri does not want to use Hess at all. He does not, because the problem is what, baby? Mimi's. Why are your hands so cold?
No more.
No mall. No, we're gonna go to the mall. We are gonna go to the mall. Macy's. We'll ride the elevator at Macy's. You can be patient. If you throw Hess today and he re-aggravates his groin, think about what that does moving forward. Think about how unsettling this week was and last week was because your Friday night guy was on the shelf. It's no coincidence. I mean, it's a domino effect when that's your tone setter for the weekend. So only if you absolutely had to get an inning out of Hess would I go to it. But I mean, there's no way I'm putting him out there just because he's available. It's only high leverage situation you've got and you have nobody else. That's when you go to him. Caleb Clark, what's up? Frankie Schmidt, what's up? Merrick Mathern, can you get an inning out of Marceau today? No, they're not going to be. He's not available this weekend. He's not on the active roster this weekend. Karen Pesson, good morning. James Fontenot, no left-handed pitchers. Whose fault? Nobody wants to get real with this coach. James, you're so late to the party with that, and we've talked about it a ton. And I'm the one that asked Paul Maneri that question at media day this year because nobody else was paying attention to it. Nick Bush signed. Okay. Easton McMurray's a lefty who's shut down for the year. Okay. Daniel Cabrera was signed as a guy that was also going to pitch and play the field, but he's become too valuable, so now he's not going to pitch anymore. Okay. You had John Kodros and Blair Frederick, both left-handed pitchers on this roster that transferred because you needed roster spots for Marceau and Henry and Hill and all guys that you thought might sign but ultimately came to school, and you had Hess, Watson and Duplantis all come back, so you had a numbers crunch. So yes, if you're asking me, I would absolutely tell John Kodros and Blair Frederick, see ya, like good luck the rest of the way. So I had roster spots for Jaden Hill and Cole Henry and Landon Marceau. Like that's not a hard decision for me. I would rather the dominant righty instead of having a lefty just to check a box and have a guy on my roster who throws from the left side. Like it's unconventional. I've literally never seen it. But if you remove your hate blinders and stop being stuck on how do you not have a left-handed pitcher and actually listen to the explanation of how that transpired, I'm okay with it. If Hess, Duplantis, and Watson had all gone pro and you had those 3 roster spots, those guys are still on the roster. But if you ask me, would I rather those 3 and the freshmen they signed instead of Kodros and Frederick, music, then yes, absolutely. Wow. Taysha Thibodeau, what's up? Where can I get it? Joey, where can I get a shirt like that? My guys at Swamp Assassin, you'd have to go to the website. My guy Corey over at Swamp Assassin printed these last year. I don't know if he still got them up on the website, but if you go to Swamp Assassin, swampassassin.com, go to their Instagram, whatever, and message him, like he may have more. I don't know. I don't know if it's still up on the website for sale, but he may have more. But that's where. Swamp Assassin. Cabrera's swing on the homer was beautiful. Was for sure, man. He's a pro, man. He is a big leaguer. Gary Burkett, Alicia Joseph Labatt. Name all active college baseball coaches with more than one championship. Well, I mean, Pat Casey retired at Oregon State, and obviously Ray Tanner of South Carolina is now the AD, so I don't know that there are any. I mean, unless if there's like an obvious one I'm missing. Wheel of Fortune. I don't think there are any. Was that a trick question? Because I don't think there are any. I mean, Corbin at Vanderbilt has one. O'Sullivan at Florida has one. O'Connor at Virginia has one. I'm going through my brain. Coastal Carolina 1-1, obviously. Fresno. Did Morris at Miami retire, or is this his last year? Did he retire? I think he retired last year. Yeah, he retired in 2018. So Jim Morris is out too. I don't know that there are any. I need to look that up. Unless if there's somebody obvious I'm missing. See, James Fonda said the coach from Oregon State, Pat Casey, he retired. Pat Casey retired after last year. When will Reed and Watson be back? Yeah, y'all were saying the Oregon State coach, he retired last year, and Jim Morris from Miami retired after last year too. I don't think there is one. Anyway. Fire Pulmonary, they say. We suck, they say. Kick rocks, clown. There you go, Shelby. Get him. James Fondo, get him out of retirement. James, you're pathetic, bro. God bless you. Have a great Easter. You're pathetic. See ya. Jacob Hawks. Let's see. Joe Juba, what's up, man? Pat Hemel, good morning. Or Himmel? Himmel or Hemel? Andrew Bayer, with when Watson comes back, will Gio stay in the outfield and bump Cabrera to DH just based on speed? No, and the reason is when a guy like, they did the same thing with Blake Dean, right, and Rafe Rhymes. When those guys came back, they played outfield because for the next level, you got to show scouts that you can play a position. And so Cabrera is showing scouts he can play a position as well. And Maneri's not going to put him on the bench. Poetry show. It's like you could absolutely have an amazing outfield, but I'll tell you, classical baby. But Cabrera is not a liability in left. If Cabrera were a liability in left, it's a little bit of a different story. But he's been. You want part two? Okay. Part two. Cabrera's been good in left. Like he's far from a liability. I mean, you would have a Kyle Peterson said it last night. You'd have the fastest outfield in the country if you had DiGiacomo, Watson, and Duplantis. But Maneri's not going to do that. Merrick Mathern, what is C.J. Willis's natural position? He played catcher and outfield in high school, but he tore his labrum. He was diving back into first base on a pickoff attempt, and a first baseman fell on his shoulder. It's an injury that happened to Drew Brees. And he tore his labrum. He had shoulder surgery, so like he's coming back with arm strength and all. So that's why you haven't seen him in the outfield or catch this year. Is basically DH or played first. Maurice Coleman, what's up, man? Jason Mayer, good morning. Mayer or Major? Mejeur. I'm going Mayer. John Wagley, good morning. James Fontenot, yes, he wins a lot of games, just like Miles. Not saying he's a bad coach, not great. We need great. James, you need to get out of here, bro. I'm serious. Like, you sound more pitiful with every post. Jacob Hawks, Willis looks like a natural first baseman. He's super athletic, man. He can play outfield, or catch. Brittany Delahousse, good morning. Let's see, Jerry Spurgeon, good morning. We need this one, yeah. LSU needs a win today, man. Hindsight's 20/20. Baseball is just one of those sports where you make a decision and live with it, good or bad. As long as I can see the reasoning behind it, I'm good with it most of the time. That's true. And sometimes you don't get the explanation, right? Like I mentioned about Todd Peterson yesterday. I don't understand burning Peterson. I'd much rather have him available today, considering, Walker's struggles recently, and because you had such a big lead last night. I mean, if you needed, like if you had gotten into a bind, hard too fast. If you got into, like if you had the big lead and you're running out, Will Rapole or somebody just go eat up innings, cool. If they started making it interesting, then you go get Peterson. But maybe you just want to have everybody else ready for tomorrow. So Todd go finish it. So everyone's available today. Everyone. So Lucas Hornsby, James Font. Oh. All right, I'm done with you. Dale Broussard, Robert Scott. Let Hess rest. No need to rush him back. Need to look at the big picture. I agree with that. I mean, the only way I go to Hess today is if you absolutely need him to get an out. That's it. Or an inning. I mean, that's it. Kevin Toller, left-handed pitching and the catcher's positions are the two that have left me just mind blown. They've been awful behind the plate. But it's interesting. Like during games, I'll text a lot with guys a lot that played. And it is interesting to me, like watching last night, and I'm not going to pretend to know, like, fundamentally what you're looking for in a catcher, like as a pitcher. Do you want a wide base, how he drops to a knee, where he holds the glove? Like, those guys just know, obviously, they know exactly what they're looking for. And I've had a lot of guys text me last night that were like, man, look how much better Garza is as a receiver. And just pinpointing things, and I'm like, man, if that's the case, why isn't he playing? Because, and I know why, it's because of the bat, but the truth is, at a premium position, if you have someone that's a better defensive player, I'm willing to eat the bat. I mean, and it's not like Mathis is batting 350. Like Ryan Jorgensen was a better catcher than Brad Cressy. Jorgensen played in the show, but Cressy's back. You had to have him in the lineup. So Cressy caught, and some days Jorgensen caught and Cressy would DH. But you had to have Cressy's bat in the lineup every day. That's not the case with Mathis. Like Mathis hit 200. So if Garza's a better defensive option behind the plate, put him behind the plate, man, because it's rough to watch. Mathis cost pitchers a lot of strike calls. The pass balls are nauseating. He can't throw anybody out. Anyway. Brent Ploche, good morning. Henry Hayes, what's up, dude? Casey Keller, what's up, Case? Jason Meeks, Stephen Miller, Dugas supposed to hit Monday. Practice, possibly Tuesday versus Lamar, another option. Steven, bruh, you ain't heard me say that for 3 weeks now? Yeah, dog. I've been telling y'all on this show for 3 weeks that the target for Dugas was to play against Lamar and be available for the Bama series. I've been telling y'all that for 3 weeks now. Man, bro. I've been telling you for 3. I've been telling you that on Locked On LSU. I've been telling you that. Come on, bro. Ryan Broussard, Jeannie Darling, what's up? Let's see, Robert Scott. Good luck to the girls' gymnastics team. No doubt. I'm fired up for them. I hope they win it, man. And honestly, I have no idea how good the other teams are. I mean, they're all good at this point, I guess, to get in here. But especially for that group of seniors, with Finnegan and Lexi Priestman and McKenna Kelly. And, I hope they win it. It'd be awesome. Chris Roy, Tim Pierce, good morning. Jeannie Darling, status on Jaden Hill. They said they hope he throws next week. Like, not in a game, just starts a throwing program next week. So he doesn't appear close. Marceau, I think they'd like to get him to pitch against Lamar on Tuesday. Let's see. Dog it. Let's see. Bruh, James Fonda, God, you're brutal, bro. I mean, God bless you. I'm sure you're a nice enough guy, but I don't know that you have a clue. Like, literally. He says, I understand, but if you remember, Skip Bertman always said, I'm looking for the best player in the nation. Okay, first of all, Skip Bertman coached 20 years ago. Second of all, LSU just signed the #1 class in the nation. And I just explained to you why they have right-handed pitchers instead of a bunch of average lefties. Like, that's the point. I would rather have Jaden Hill and Cole Henry and Landon Marceau instead of just having John Kodros to check the box on a left-handed pitcher. That's the point. Like, dominant lefties never show up to school. They go sign pro contracts. Like, that's the point. Anyway, bro, I told myself I won't read any more of your comments, but bro, Michael Catherine, where it exposes LSU fans sometimes, man. Like, they like to follow LSU baseball because it wins, but they don't know anything about the sport, bro. So not everybody. Some that guy's a prime example. Aaron Bertrand, what's up, Aaron? John Hefner, Brian Arson. Oh God. Aaron. Okay, so Aaron, yesterday, bro, this is so funny. At least to me, anyway. To tell you how my brain is programmed, Aaron, like, I just saw you pop up on here, and I just had this, like, huge relief. Yesterday, Aaron Taravella, who's a loan officer with GMFS, he came in studio yesterday because we were recording some commercials and stuff, and it's the first time I met him. And so I was, going over some of his lines, like, so this is what I said to him. I said, I need you to say, all right, my name is Aaron Bertrand, loan officer with GMFS Mortgage, blah, 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 right? And so he records lines, says, my name's Aaron Taravella, and blah. And I'm like, where did I get Bertrand from? Like, honest to goodness, I said, where did I get Aaron Bertrand? I'm like, why is Aaron Bertrand in my brain? And it's because I say it every day on the morning, Scott. What do you want? Part 2? Part 2. Oh my God, I need to screenshot that and send it to that guy today to be like, this is where I got Aaron Bertrand from Morning Scone. By the way, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. If y'all are out and about this weekend, maybe the kiddos got some soccer matches or flag football or baseball, whatever they're playing. Hope not, but if your kid takes a line drive off the knee and you need or the leg, you need to go get an x-ray or something like that. They do it. MRIs, x-rays, of course, all the orthopedics, and they're after hours and weekends. So go by and see them there inside of the Surgical Specialty Center on Bluebonnet near Perkins. You walk in, you're looking right at Brock. Walk in the front door, just look straight ahead. You're looking right at it. You walk right into the clinic. Let's see. Drew Brown. Good morning, Matt. Is the Will Wade thing over. Can we move on in confidence, or their whole puddles down the road? Not over per se, but LSU I think feels really good in saying if Will Wade doesn't testify, the evidence in this case will not be admissible. Theoretically, if the defense wanted to leak everything they had to Yahoo, they could. They might. But as it stands now, Will's the coach. He's going to be the coach. And I feel really good about LSU kind of getting a brother-in-law deal with the NCAA because of the relationship with Scott Woodward and Mark Emmert. I mean, do y'all realize, I don't know if people realize this, like, Woodward and Emmert's children are married. Like, Woodward's son married Emmert's daughter. I mean, like literally, the literal brother-in-law deal. Or the in-law deal. Jeannie Darling, status on Jaden Hill. I answered that. Let's see, Brady Smith. It was really weird to see Brady Smith go 4 for 4 against LSU on Tuesday because you're Brady Smith. I get it. Got it. Joseph Labatt. Dawn, good morning. Rusty Sedetol, Jody Revere, Brandon Dirt. What's up, Brandon? What do you need, bud? Can you use your words? Go to what?
Mall.
The mall we are. Hey, listen, after Dad's show, we're going to get dressed and then go for a ride in the car. 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 Mall car. Mall. We are going to go to the mall today. We'll go to Macy's.
Music.
We'll listen to music. Music. It's hard for him to say music. He says music. Let's see. Robert Segrest Cabrera is not a liability. That's what I said. I said he's not a liability. I said if he were a liability, but he's not. He's been really good in left. That's been my point. Poor James. James, you're sad, bro. You're pathetic. No one wants to face the real truth about Maneri. I'm a lot older than you and seen a lot more LSU baseball than you. I don't care how old you are. You just don't understand. Like, that's fine. You can be old. You could be older than guys that are general managers in the Major League Baseball. They know more than you and me. You just really don't get the sport. That's apparent. Like, you don't understand the sport of college baseball, which is fine, but you're exposing yourself, and like that happens. So you should probably just not watch this anymore. Like, go live in your hole. Go enjoy being miserable, thinking Paul Maneri sucks, despite the fact that he's won a title in 1,400 games, and that's cool. I mean, do you, man? But come on, bro. Like, you're exposing yourself as very, very uninformed, and it's kind of a bad look. Let's see. Hilliard was on the bump for game 1 for 2 reasons. Games 2 and 3. Well, also, Craig, because they didn't really have an option in game 1, right? I mean, if I'll put you this way. Had this been a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series, I don't think there's any doubt they throw Cole Henry game 1. They would have gone probably Henry Hilliard Walker or Henry Walker Hilliard. But because you moved up, like, you weren't gonna have thrown Henry last Saturday and then thrown Thursday. Charles Moranto, good morning. Kelly Presley, good morning. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you as well. Let's hope Drew accidentally blocks you. Will Weathers, what's up? Carl the Cat, what's up? Andrew Bear, not that this would happen, but if Cabrera was called out to pitch, does Gio come in? They're not going to pitch Cabrera, ever. Baneri said that. He's too valuable now. They're not pitching him. Does Drew like your cartwheels for Woodward?
Why elevator?
Yes, we will go to Macy's and ride the elevator.
Oh, patient.
And be patient. That's very good. Very good. Let's see. I agree with using Peterson like he did. Save the bullpen and Peterson held them. I'd rather not let an offense that scored 16 runs the night before an opportunity to get rolling against a weak pitcher. But I guess, Shelby, the point is, if it ever got tenuous, then you could go to Peterson. Like, you could have done that. And I was even fine with Peterson finishing the 6th and pitching the 7th because he was only at like 19 or 20 pitches. So he could have come back and pitched 8, but then Cabrera hits the bomb and you're up 13-1. It's like, why make him pitch the 8th and the 9th? That's what I didn't get. I mean, he went from 20 pitches to 49 pitches. That's like you could have played out the string with anybody and still had Peterson available today for an inning. What's up, Chase Richard? Good morning, man. Robert Seagrest, what is Mathis average compared to Garza? Is the knee 100%? Garza looked fine last night, man, for sure. And they're both hit. I think Mathis is 200. Garza's maybe 220. I mean, they're what and what. Garza struck out a ton more though. John Melanson, what's up? Mark Zumo, Keith Scalco, Andrew Baird. Is every other coach in the country that wasn't specific? Oh, talking about recruiting best players. Brian Arsenault, Mathis has taken a ton of balls to the body all season. The kid is tough as hell. Got to give him that. Sure, no doubt. He's just not a great receiver. I think he's like, this is the poorest I've seen LSU catching in my lifetime. Like I'm trying to remember who was there in like 07. I can't remember who caught in 07. You know, the 97 team had a trio of Cressy, Clint Earnhardt, and Conan Horton. You know, they weren't super established, and Cressy was a freshman that year. Anyway. Let's see. Luke Blaylock, what's up, dude? Kirkdale, James Fonda needs to join Drew's block party. We're heading that way. And I don't like doing that, but we're heading that way. Blake Morgan, I feel like we could do a lot more damage if we got more fired up. I feel like the bats finally come alive. For sure. Like, this is a team that feels like that they need that spark. Like, they need something good to happen, and the train keeps rolling. They can't just start rolling organically. They need to find that, though. Bubba Abear, good morning. Andrew Bear Beloso got fired up. You know what's funny, Andrew? We talked about that with Terrio yesterday, and I mentioned Beloso. I was like, that's the one guy that'll like bark into the dugout or stomp on the plate or show some emotion. Like, I think he's. Again, did you see his comment after the game last night? He told reporters after the game, on the record, we hit the expletive out of the ball. Like, I like he's got a little edge, man. I think he's the guy that needs, when he's playing well. I think it's hard for guys that aren't playing well to be vocal, and with Beloso playing better, I think he's becoming more vocal. I like that a lot. Joe Ed Kettner, good morning. Jesse Romero, Troy Fuselier, Mark Carline, good morning. Bubba Aber, obviously great game last night. They finally showed some fire. Now we need to see that fight and pride replicated when they're in a dogfight. Baseball's a crazy game. You know what though, Bubba? I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. They're like 7-1 or 7-1 games this year. Like they've found a way to win a lot of those games. But I think it's a reflection of who's on the mound. Like when they went to Georgia and won 2-1, they went to. Did they win the 1-0 game? Liquid. They won the 2-1 game against Scott Thompson in Kentucky. Like, they found a way to win some of those games, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get your point when they're in a dogfight. I think the more concerning thing is like whenever they just get lethargic. Let's see. You know, I'm gonna take y'all with me here. I gotta go find this stupid Bubble Fest episode. Drew wants Bubble Fest. I gotta go find Bubble Fest. All right. Let's see if I can come down and find another comment. Searching. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay, Drew, let's find you on Liquid. I gotta go find Liquid. This is better than the Emmert Sabrin relationship. I know. How about that, bro? It's fun. Drew Brown. So true, Matt. I'm excited about Woodward coming home. Not to mention he has that connection. It's icing on the cake for sure. Labat. I was saying Labat, and you say Labat. Joseph Labat. Labat. Like a robot. Oh, there's Liquid. There's liquid. Found it. Labat. Like Le Robot. Labat. Cool. All right. Sorry about all the shaky camera, y'all. Hope y'all are doing okay. And a great opportunity to remind you about Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. 5 convenient locations, 33 board certified and fellowship trained physicians. But you know what? Here's the truth. If it's good enough for the LSU athletes, like Dr. Bankston, you go watch the LSU gymnastics meet tonight. Dr. Bankston's there with the gymnastics team. He's team physician. Baseball team, Dr. Fields. Brock Doc, team physician. I mean, they're the best, man. Brock Docs are the best. So, mentioned pediatrics before. Drew sees Dr. Brad Collada. So, Brock. Nate Bumstead. What's up, Nate? Michael Bernard. This is better than the Emirates. Oh, sorry. Matt Nange Decker. So, because we have an NCAA relationship and he doesn't have to testify, we turn a blind eye. What happened? What happened? Jeffrey Easley. Go live in your hole. Because it happens every major program, Wade just got caught. I don't think that's a defense either, by the way. And had they fired Will Wade, I would not have cared. I would have been like, okay. And I don't think that everybody does it. Defense is a good defense. I just don't care that people are paying players. That just doesn't bother me at all. So I don't care. I don't have like a moral dilemma with that. Would Austin Thomas ever consider coming back to LSU? Would we want him back? Would you want him back? Absolutely. Would he ever consider coming back? Not as long as... Let's just say there are certain relationships that are strained, without naming names, and with those people still in place, he would never come back. With those people still in place. With those strained relationships. Shelby, LSU was a national seed 8 years. I think it was 6 years in a row. But yes. They tied Stanford for the record for longest consecutive national seed streak. But then, Shelby, you mentioned that, and you know people say, yeah, well, how many championships did he win? Like a national championship is the only gauge as to whether or not you're a good coach or having success. Just people are stupid. Janet Anderson, this is like watching sports with some of my family. Wish I could be like Matt and just say, get out of here. It's easy. I deal with it every day. I deal with experts every day. That's the interesting thing about sports. It's the one arena where when you have when you have commentary or whatnot, where you don't defer to, where the consumer doesn't defer to the expert, because everybody thinks they're an expert on sports. I'm not saying I'm an expert on sports, like prognosticating, whatever. Like my guess is as good as yours, right? It is. But what I have the ability to, I have access to lots of people that know way more than all of us to formulate opinions. So when I can talk to the coaches and the players and former players and formulate opinions based on what I know, it's just going to be more accurate. That's the advantage. But if you're just talking about, hey, who do you think wins today? Well, I don't know. I've seen Eric Walker pitch. Y'all seen Eric Walker pitch. Now, if I knew something about it, if physically something was up or whatever, I could tell you that. But anyway, I better probably just ignore that guy. Let's see. No way. If the basketball team goes 16-2 in conference next season, does Wade get suspended conveniently before the tournament? Probably not. Look at Cheryl. Go Macy's, ride elevator, be patient. He's stringing words together. Bill Oglesby, just found your show yesterday. Love it. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that, man. So great to watch you shit the haters. I guess that's shut the haters down. Really enjoyed your insight on lefties. You know what's funny? That's Bill, you're the second guy today that meant to put shut and replace the U with an I. Anyway, Robert Scott. But thank you, Bill. Appreciate you watching, man. It's Palminary's job to get them on the dance, get them to the dance, which he does well. He can't dance for the players. He's a great coach. That's the best way to put it. the coach can't go stand in the box. The coach can't pitch. Like when you get into that tournament in Omaha, there's some randomness to it. There just is. Who's on that day? What are the matchups? But for Walker's injury in 2017, they probably win the national championship because you would have had Eric Walker going game one and not Russell Reynolds. And so you never got to see Alex Lang pitch in the championship series, which, I mean, if Walker wins you game one, even if you lose game two, how different is game, with Poche, how different is game three with Alex Lang on the bump? Anyway. Sean, I need to hear the Todd Peterson drop. What is that from anyways? It's from a movie called That's My Boy. Terrible movie with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, where Sandler, as like a 7th grader, had a relationship with his teacher, got her pregnant. Their love child was Andy Samberg, and they connected later in life. And the love child went by. He called himself. His given name was Han Solo Burger. But he hated it, so he changed his name to Todd Peterson. So at the end of the movie, he embraces who he is, and he goes, "Oh, and my name's not Ted Peterson. It's Han Solo Burger, after the only man who flew the ship or whatever, the thing." Star Wars reference. Let's see. Carl the Cat just needs his team to get healthy. Team had a pulse last night. They had more than a pulse last night, but they were awesome. Oh, did Ochinko catch in 07? Maybe so. Gibbs was not. Gibbs didn't show up until 08. Maybe it was Ochinko in 07. I need to go back and check. Reed Sutton, what's up? Putting up 13 against your rival that had your number for the last 3 years. Good way to get rolling. Need Walker to pitch well today, y'all. Micah Richards, Mark Vitanovich, good morning. Wet? You want to get your hair wet? Mommy, get your hair wet. Erica sprays his hair with a water bottle, and then puts gel in his hair and hair dryer and does his hair in the morning. And so she said, "Well, get your hair wet." So he goes, "Wet, wet, wet." Right? Right? Drew come? Yay. Drew come. Yeah. Come. Drew come. I love your jammies.
Mom.
And your beautiful smile. Mom, we are going to go to the mall. Don't tell Mommy. Let's see. A couple more here, y'all. Anthony Davis jerseys are 80% off. Might be a good time to go invest in them, Mark. Go get them super marked down and then flip them, especially if he ends up staying. That's a pretty good business opportunity, isn't it? Go invest, go take $1,000, buy a bunch of Anthony Davis jerseys, leave the tags on them, and then if they can convince him to stay, and then you can go to the secondary market, sell them less than retail, but triple what you paid for them, make you some money. You're welcome. Keith Scalco, Matt, everyone's always calling for Maneri's job, never offer up a name with a record that is equivalent or better because they don't exist. I like Maneri. Hashtag I like Maneri. Eventually they'll have to replace Paul. I mean, obviously nobody coaches forever. I'd be interested to see what route they go. The one thing about LSU is you can LSU is Duke basketball. LSU is Alabama football. LSU, you just go pick who you want. I mean, you just go pick who you want. I mean, just anybody's. Nobody tells you no. So, anyway. Hey, Tommy, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Say he likes how I reacted, Drew. Jeannie Darling got a call. So may have missed your comment. What's the status of Jaden Hill? Jeannie, you asked me 3 times. They hope he throws this week, not in the game, but just starts a throwing program this week. So he doesn't appear close. Marceau closer. I think Marceau is going to pitch on Tuesday against Lamar, and they hope he feels good, and they can start working him into the weekend. Tim Roussel, Jason Bourgeois. Let's see, Alex Russell. What's up? Terry Shipman got a signal in East Texas. My morning is normal again. There you go, Terry. Ryan LaRussa, Logan Bourgeois. We're almost done. Woodward has kids. I think Woodward has 2 grown sons. He's in his 50s, in his mid-50s. Trey Dykes. What's up, Trey Dykes? Joseph Labat. That movie isn't terrible. It's great. No, that movie's terrible. Like, it's a terrible, terrible movie. It's funny because it's terrible, but it's a terrible movie. Here's the Todd Peterson from the Shorty movie. And for the record, my name's not... Oh, Bubba posted the link. My name's not Todd Peterson. Karen Landry, good morning. Let's see. Craig Savoy. By Monday, Eddie should fall to number 2 on the all-time hit list. It was certainly a great run. Well, I don't know, Craig. Mangum's 5 away. I don't know he's going to have a 5-hit day, man. But, thank you, Tasha. Let's see. Bianco, next LSU coach, not calling from Mary's head. Just saying, Shelby, honestly, that's not the route I would go. That's not the route I would go. Karen Landry, what happened to Caleb Gilbert? Had shoulder surgery this offseason, so coming back from it. And maybe a few other things going on there. I think in some respects, when you come off an injury like that and you've been shut down for so long, you kind of have to relearn how to pitch. And I think that's been a slow process for Caleb, unfortunately. Daniel Smcall, great show, watching from Arkansas. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Brian Arsenault, do you think when Maneri finally decides to retire that Bregman would be retiring and would come back and tell us you and coach? Brian, when Alex Bregman retires from baseball, he is going to have made about $250 million. I don't think he's going to want to be a college baseball coach. Yeah. If he stays in baseball, he would more likely be like a bench coach in the show, a hitting coach, front office guy, which I wouldn't put past him. His family his family owned a professional basketball team in New Mexico. His grandfather was an attorney. Got him. Who says got him? Who does? Ryan. Ryan, he knows. Ryan says, got him. Got him. Got him. Hey, where you going? Hey, we're almost done. We're about to say bye to everybody. Oh, we're done. Jeannie, darling, Blake Dean is LSU coach. Drew come. Drew go to the mall. Okay. So, no, not Blake Dean either. I think, listen, when Skip retired and they hired Smoke, they went the comfortable, familiar route with the guy who'd been here. It didn't work. Whenever Paul Maneri is done, you're not going to hire... What? 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 Wait. What? Use your words, baby. Hey, use your words. Hey, talk to me. Hey, listen, I have to tell you something. We're going to vent your belly. We finished that show. We're going to vent your belly. We're going to get dressed. And we're going to go for a ride in the car, okay? We're going to go to the mall later. You have the hiccups. You have the hiccups. You have the hiccups. You have the hiccup. Oh, I think Daddy knocked over his phone. I think we're almost done here anyway. Whoops.
Gotcha.
Okay. When Maneri retires, they will name whoever they like. They will go hire a guy who has won. Kai He's fired up. Beep, beep, beep. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Huh?
can pick up all much minute of the town.
What are you talking about? Hey, Drew. Do you want to say bye to Dad's show? You want to say bye, Dad's show?
Bye, Dad show.
You want to blow him a kiss?
Mwah.
That was very sweet. Hey, tell everybody where we're going to go today. Where are we going to go today?
Mom.
We're going to go to the mall. All right.
Music.
We'll listen to music in the car.
Wow.
Wow. That's going to happen. Hey, Drew, can you say shout out to Brock? Can you say Brock? What? Say shout out Brock.
Shout Brock.
Very good, Drew.
Japan, Cape, Patrick, see Mommy. Yeah.
Yay. Okay. All right. Y'all have an awesome day. Baseball at 2, gymnastics at 6. Have a super awesome Saturday. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday, but we will be doing a morning scone tomorrow every day. We never miss. So we'll see y'all for morning scone. Easter edition tomorrow, hopefully talking about an LSU series win over Florida and a gymnastics national championship. Later, y'all.